Hey everybody, thanks for joining us on this Halloween. I'm Virginia Chow.
I'm Jason Martinez. We'll get you your forecast in just a moment, but a hot spot on the roads to quickly tell you about. Here's Kalina.
Yeah, I've been watching this for you for the last 25 minutes or so. This is along the 94, and this is the backup with our 10 News Sky Cam. It's a motorcycle accident that's still sitting in a center divider, and if you're going to be traveling on the 94 this morning, it's about a 13-minute commute backed up as you come away from Lemon Grove and continue over to the 5 freeway. Now, out in our Caltrans camera, you can see the problem we have on the 8 right now, westbound right at the 5 connector. The center divider partially blocked off here because of another crash, and traffic is starting to build a little bit on the 8 westbound. So this is another accident I'll watch for you this morning and let you know as soon as it clears up. Megan?
Yeah, I'm curious if maybe some of the little light rain that we're seeing out there impacted that. And a happy Halloween to you, and happy birthday to Kalina over there. It is Halloween, and we are starting off on a very cool and wet note for some areas. You can see the rain kind of coming through the county. Most of the activity this morning has been up in the North County. I've seen some rain in Valley Center, Vista, Oceanside. We've had a few cells approaching your area. Down in the South Bay, haven't seen too much, but it may be actually light enough that it's not showing up, but it's steady enough that it could be leading to some slick roads. So just keep that in mind. If you see wet roads on the freeways this morning, it may be more slick than you expect because it's been a while since we've seen rain. It is going to be a cool and cloudy Halloween for us. Creepy cool, if you will. 67 degrees along our coastline today. And for our inland neighborhoods, not much difference actually from the coast to our valleys. Wickedly cool at 66. I'll let you know if we're going to see any rain and how cold it's going to be for trick-or-treating tonight when I come back in about 8 minutes. Jason?
All right, thank you very much, Megan. And new from overnight, a husband and wife working side by side to pull a driver out of that burning car on the side of the freeway.
10 News anchor Mary McKenzie is live near the 15 and the 163 where it happened. Mary, the driver obviously shaken up, but now she's under arrest?
Right. We've learned just within the last half an hour that she was taken to jail on suspicion of DUI, but then taken to the hospital and then back to jail this morning. But incredibly fortunate for her that those two good Samaritans were out there. Here's what the scene looked like when our 10 News breaking news tracker arrived last night to this SUV on fire on the southbound 15 just north of the 163. It was shortly after 11 last night when the woman driving collided with a small van, smashed into a guardrail. The couple stopped, ran to help, and that is when the husband spotted the flames coming from the engine. He yelled to the driver to get out, which she was able to before the inside of the car was completely engulfed. The couple actually put that driver into their own car with their two dogs. So obviously she suffered some sort of minor injuries that led her to be taken to the hospital at one point, and those field sobriety tests turned into an arrest for DUI. The other driver of the other vehicle wasn't injured. We're live in Miramar this morning. Mary McKenzie, 10 News.
Thank you, Mary. Happening right now, investigators are looking into 2 deadly motorcycle crashes. Look how close together they were, only 7 miles apart. Happened yesterday. First one right here on San Diego Mission Road in Grantville, just east of SDCCU Stadium. Now, police say the motorcyclist sped through a red light, T-boned a car. The rider was killed. A pregnant woman who was in that car was taken to the hospital for observation. A few hours later, second crash happened in Linda Vista. You can see this one is just west of the 163. Police say a man driving a Nissan with his 8-year-old daughter inside, by the way, blew through a red light on Genesee and slammed into a motorcyclist, killing that motorcyclist. The bike dragged at least 100 feet. The Nissan driver was taken into custody.
Right now, a massive search for the gunman in a fatal carjacking at the University of Utah. Police say that Austin Boutain is armed and dangerous. It started around 9 p.m. last night when his wife went to the school claiming that he assaulted her in a canyon nearby. Police say that Boutain then tried to carjack somebody in that same canyon and shot and killed that driver. The university put students on lockdown overnight, and now 8 agencies are searching for this guy, including the FBI.
6:04, developing story. Live look at the White House as President Trump continues to try to distance himself from the former campaign leaders now under indictment. Former Trump campaign chairman Paul Manafort and his business associate Rick Gates are now under house arrest. Both pleaded not guilty yesterday to several counts, including conspiracy against the U.S. and failure to report foreign bank accounts. Both have been released on bond. Special counsel Robert Mueller's team says the two funneled payments through foreign companies and bank accounts while doing private political work in Ukraine. Lawyers say the charges are not directly connected to the investigation into whether the Trump campaign colluded with Russia.
There is no evidence that Mr. Manafort or the Trump campaign colluded with the Russian government.
Both Manafort and Gates will be back in court Thursday afternoon. On top of the house arrest, they had to surrender their passports and have to check in with marshals every day. And the special counsel's team also revealed a former foreign policy advisor to the Trump campaign admitted he lied to the FBI. George Papadopoulos pleaded guilty earlier this month. Court documents say he tried setting up meetings between the Trump campaign and Russian leaders and lied about it. He's been cooperating with the Russia investigation since his arrest in July. Your money matters, and today you may see some long lines at gas stations because the new gas tax kicks in tomorrow. We already pay some of the highest gas taxes in the nation. The average gallon now of regular is about $3.05, and that'll be going up by more than 10 cents. And consumer reporter John Horn explains why the pain at the pump may not be as bad as you think.
If you need gas, you may want to fill up today because come tomorrow, the tax you pay on a regular gallon goes up 12 cents. At that gas station, the rest of them on this University City corner, and all the stations throughout the state. Annika Crowder says she's pretty happy with where gas prices are right now.
Never like going up and down like crazy like before. I mean, this is awesome.
San Diego's gas prices have been mostly steady over the last month, fluctuating by a few cents here or there. But local gas prices could get a 12-cent jolt Wednesday when the state raises the per gallon tax to 41 cents. The extra funds paying for state and local transportation projects.
For us, just regular people, I mean, we don't really have extra money, to pay, at gas.
But drivers may not be hit that hard right away because Wednesday is also when gas stations can begin selling the winter blend, which the Auto Club says saves about 6 cents per gallon, offsetting half the tax hike. Crowder says any bit would help.
The apartment here in La Mesa, especially, keep going up every year.
Diesel gas is seeing an even bigger increase, 20 cents a gallon and a sales tax hike. In University City, John Horn, 10 News.
Governor Jerry Brown and the state legislature approved the gas tax increase earlier this year, and it's on top of other existing state and federal taxes and is expected to raise over $52 billion over 10 years. On 10news.com, we have more on the local transportation projects that this money will help complete. Now to this health alert. 2 cases of hepatitis A in Colorado are being linked to the outbreak here in San Diego. The cases were diagnosed over the summer in El Paso County. Health officials say both people were homeless. They contracted the virus here in San Diego. Outbreak has also spread to Phoenix, Los Angeles, and Santa Cruz. More than 500 people have contracted Hep A in our county since last November, and 19 people have died. So the baseball season could come to an end tonight if the Houston Astros can pull out a win at Dodger Stadium. The team's waking up this morning in LA after the Astros took a 3-2 series lead in Houston. If the Astros win, it would be their first championship. That's in the past. Tonight's a new night. And despite the excitement, everybody's still talking about this. The moment that Yasiel Puig hits a home run, the Astros fans get the home run ball, and what happens? The brother-in-law snatches it away from his sister-in-law, and he throws it back.
A few seconds, you're like, oh my gosh, I got the ball, and they're like, oh, there goes the ball. It's gone.
I intended to do it. I've been talking about it for days.
So that man says throwing the ball back was his duty as an Astros fan. The woman says she's not upset, but a verified World Series used baseball can be worth upwards of $20,000.
They don't care about the money. It's the principle, I guess. 6:08 happening today, Halloween. There are events all around our county. We posted info on them for you on 10news.com. Look at those little trick-or-treaters. And if you do go trick-or-treating with the kids, here are some things to remember. Have your kids carry small flashlights or glow sticks so drivers can see them in the dark. Also, be sure to watch for cars that are turning or backing up. That could be unexpected. And try to visit homes of people you know, or neighborhood houses that have porch lights on and Halloween decorations up.
Yep, it's going to be it's getting darker so early now.
Oh, yeah.
And is this when we fall back this
Yes,
weekend?
it is.
Yes, this
It's going to be even
darker
earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens this weekend, so that means we get an extra hour of sleep. Very excited about it. I mean, it's a win-win. Halloween in 1 week, and we get an extra hour of sleep over the weekend. I mean, that's pretty much a perfect week for me. Right now, we're in the 60s. It's very cloudy, and we are seeing a little bit of rain out there, so you may run into that. May have to use your windshield wipers as you're heading out to the bus stop or as you're heading off to work today. Your trick-or-treat forecast it is going to be pretty chilly. 60s along our coastline, low to mid 60s this evening, and our valley areas starting off in the mid 60s if you go out earlier, dipping down to the mid 50s if you're staying out a little later, or if you live farther inland, that's where the colder temperatures will be. Generally in the 60s, mid 60s for the coast and valleys, and breezy in our mountains and deserts. 50s in our mountains and 80s in our deserts. Now, when I come back with your full forecast, I'm tracking a storm system arriving this weekend. I'll let you know what you can expect.